Well, hello there, internet friends. It's Too Old for Gaming, and today we've got another exciting 10 versus 10 on Gora Kalwaria. I'm going to be attempting to capture this sector just to try to do something different. Eugen only gives us so many 10 versus 10 maps, so just to kind of keep things interesting, I just try to attack different sectors. For today's match is the Panssaridivisioona. We've got 6 cards of T-38 M2s for reconnaissance in Phase A. Those are amphibious as well. We also have the recon cards BAFC, 5 of those, and then we've got 2 cards of sniper teams. In Phase B, we'll get 8 cards of T-26Cs for reconnaissance, and then skipping down to the infantry tab, we get 65 units, which is a bit on the low side. We got the Lahetor Juntas in Phase A, 6 of those. They have satchel charges, rifles, and the 20mm Lati L39. So realistically, just a smaller sort of squad for anti-tank. That's the only infantry card we get in Phase A, so that's probably the most challenging thing about the build I've created. Definitely not going to do well immediately in taking territory in city or woods. Phase B, we got Yakaris and the Pioneers with the dual flamers. We also get the leaders, and then in Phase C, we get more Yakaris, 27 of those. So it's probably the lightest deck I've got in terms of infantry. For tanks, though, we've got 43, and they're affordable, so we can call in a lot of them. So we've got 9 T-26Bs in Phase A for 15 points, along with 3 leaders, the T-26Cs. And we also get 6 experienced T-28E teams, as well as 2 KV-1s, and 4 T-34s, and 2 T-34-85s. In Phase B, we get the Panzer IVs and the Stug 3s. So 43 units of armor, I think, is pretty good. Probably not going to be the best going up against IS-2s, but we got other options for figuring that out. So support-wise, we get 6 Maxims in Phase A that are experienced, along with a single ISU-152. We get a Commander who's coming in a T-26, and then in Phase B, we'll get our resupply trucks and some BT-42s. To give some field gun support. For anti-tank, we've got Lati L39s, 4 of those in Phase A, and then we get 6 cards of 50mm AT guns that are experienced, and in Phase B, we'll be able to bring in 5 cards of PAC-40s. Anti-air, we've got the ITPSV-41, 2 of those in Phase A, and then 6 cards of 40mm in Phase B. Artillery-wise, pretty light. We've got 4 cards of 81s in Phase A. We've got an off-map in Phase B with 2 10s from what looks like a rail car. And then we've got our counter battery 150 coming in Phase B as well, just 1 of those. For air power, you get a lot of options for air power. Everything's slow. So definitely vulnerable equipment. We've got G50 BIS, 2 recon planes for 45 points. Then we've got BF-109 G2s, 3 of those that are experienced in Phase A. For Phase B, we get the DO-17, which I think it might be the slowest bomber in the game. We also get the JU-87 D5 cluster bomber for anti-tank, and we'll get the BF-109 G6 BR-21 for anti-infantry and AT guns. In Phase C, we'll get 8 cards of Blenhelm Mark IVs, and so 25 units of air power. I have a lot of fun in this match with it. Hopefully you guys enjoy it too. If you do, make sure you like and subscribe. We've got a lot of AT guns coming in. I've got some captured T-34-85s, a recon car, a couple of recon cars, and some snipers. We have a G50 BIS heading in for reconnaissance. It's got 2 50 cals on the front. It's going to try to have him help take down this plane. Unfortunately, didn't realize that there was a AA unit there, and he is destroyed. So, pretty big artillery exchange happening on our right flank. Lati coming in with into the town here might be able to cut off some of these trucks. The sniper team's spotting all these ducks. Unfortunately, getting caught out in the open here. So, Staghounds on our left. We do have 2 anti-tank teams inside the town. We managed to take out one of the trucks. It looks like our sniper just got killed off. And a couple of commandos here. We're going to try to escape if we can. Looks like we've got an off-map too. We take out a Staghound to our left. And I do have an ISU 152 moving in to back up this 85. We've got a light recon tank moving forward here. Cool camo scheme by the Finns. M5 Hat-Track is destroyed, and our recon car is destroyed by the Cromwell, but we should be able to take him down. Looks like these guys are Polish. 50mm having trouble lining up. Gets a shot off on the Staghound, gets spalling on it. Our T-34-85 does take out the Cromwell, and we do take out the recon car. Our anti-tank team getting suppressed by these dual commando teams, but we've got our T-38 here pinning them down. We've got a third team coming in of tank busters. I'm going to try and back off so that we don't get nailed. So the off-map coming in from that Morris car. T-38 still alive. Friendly reinforcements coming in behind the line here. Our right flank looks a little weak. We've got a couple 20 mils and a 50. Could definitely break through over here. There's no AT guns at all. Got this one, that's it. T-34 is spotting infantry out in the open here. If you guys have played this Finnish Panzer Division, it's a very interesting mix of tanks. Makes it kind of fun to play with. I'm going to bring in a bunch of T-26s and a leader card there. These T-26s are 15 points. But they got a gun that does 75mm of penetration. So you can bring in a bunch of them. Might be able to get a side shot on something, especially with the leader here to help out. The leader's only 5 more points. So our T-38 still alive here in the off-map. Going to be able to spot anyone trying to make it across, so we can keep them bottled up over there as long as he stays alive. And these guys are only 10 points too. I'm pretty sure these are amphibious tanks. Yeah, you can see the little T-38 does die off. Now we've got a Panther recon reinforcing us. We need to move these guys out. This is a great spot to artillery, and they are starting to do that. So our 50mm anti-tank gun is destroyed. We have 2 other ones here, though, set up. And we've got Germans moving in to clear out the town for us. Flak 38 getting nailed with artillery at the moment. So Cromwell's having lots of difficulty against our T-34-85. We take out another Cromwell 6. Moving forward, these anti-tank teams, along with our reconnaissance, the 2-man sniper teams. No major effort to push across here by the enemy at the moment. Definitely spending a lot of money on artillery, though. Bring in another G50 BIS to check things out here. And unfortunately, that AA back there is just keeping us off. These things don't fly very fast, so not great at staying away from anti-aircraft. So, kind of an odd match. There appears to be no one in the town here. And there's like one unit, what, right here or right here, capping this flag, but you don't often I don't think in another match I've seen it where... I guess he was too aggressive. We killed everything he had because he just kept trying to push forward and we just nailed him. So now he's going to have to wait until his points regenerate. Got lots of artillery coming in, and he's actually artillerying the town thinking we're in there already. So going to keep moving my snipers forward here so we can see what's going on in the enemy's territory. I've got my T-38 here. We just spotted something over here for a second. Looks like there's another tank there. Move this 50mm forward along with this one so we can cut him off in close. We got a Crusader AA. That's probably the guy who took out our plane earlier. Our tank platoon is together here. Holding them back, I mean, we need more data up here about if there's AT guns or something, because these guys are so vulnerable. And so far, we're just spotting the Crusader AA. But the 50mm AT gun, spotting him as well, and he gets killed off, probably by the Panther on the second shot. Bring in more anti-tank teams. And now we can start seeing the enemy's vehicles coming in. So these guys did not go the way I intended them to. That's what I get for not paying attention. We end up losing a squad. I managed to get the other squad out. If these guys get close enough, they can use TNT. So we can use satchel charges on the enemy. Doesn't seem to be too happy with my 50mm anti-tank gun. He's trying to artillery it. And we got a Panther moving forward. He's probably going to get to that Sherman before our AT gun does. Bring in a second anti-tank gun to reinforce. Also going to bring in a Maxim. So we've captured both these flags just by moving into the zone here. Still in Phase A. We're locked in at a 17-15. While we wait for the action to heat up here again, let's go check out the rest of the map. So it looks like the enemy is pushed forward on the line a little bit. I think this starts out as blue, but I could be wrong. They've taken our town here. We're bringing in Sturm Pioneers, but we need something for that half-track. And on the left, we're off the farm, but it looks like we have enough units that we could do a left hook and get them. So I did bring in a 50mm anti-tank gun for this sector over here. Got one here, and then I've got another one for this route. Possibly about to send in another rush of infantry or tanks as he's trying to smoke the entire area. Commando sniper team is discovered and destroyed. And that Sherman, oof, our 50mm got a direct hit on him. And he moves just out of the way for the follow-up shot. He's about 10 meters out of view. So we're now in Phase B. Enemy units moving forward here. Keep trying to move up these 50 mils. Our other one did get killed off by artillery. And it looks like these guys have to be Bulgarians based on their vehicles. So we take out one truck. See if we can get another here. Looks like the other team got out early. And so because he's worried about losing his trucks, he has to eject them out in the middle, in the open here. Everything basically getting nuked in this area, but we're just going to keep pushing forward. ISU-152 is battling a T-34-85. We've also got another AT gun over here, which is a 57. We do one-shot that T-34, which was huge. Our T-26B over here ends up getting destroyed, probably by an AT gun. See if we can take that guy out. Nope. Another T-26 goes down, but we have our leader here who can give the friendly team extra veterancy. There's a Maxim we need to move up that's being ignored right now as we try to take out the tanks. So not ideal to have my 50 out here in the open. Didn't expect the T-34-85 rush. We lose another recon car, but we have more T-38 M2s coming in who are out of range at the moment. So, and we have a T-26 over here as well to provide some more fire support. Our ISU-152 does get knocked out, probably by that T-34-85, but we do kill the loader on it, and we managed to destroy him before he can turn and show us his frontal armor. We're getting some AT teams up here too. We have a fairly light line here of defense. We've got commandos trying to break through on the right side. Fortunately, have a lot of Finnish infantry there. I am bringing in a DO-17. And I had dropped him on here. Sorry, we missed that, guys. We do manage to knock out and pin these guys, though. But I forget the bomb loadout offhand. It won't let me see it while it's fleeing. So about a company of men caught out in the open. Our Maxim is in position to attack these guys. Try to keep him a little bit in cover so that not all of his teams can shoot at us. More ducks coming in, but our 50mm pushed far enough up. Should be able to help ambush along with this T-26B. Our other Maxim getting shelled at the moment. We've got our AT team here for ambushes with their 20mm Lati rifles. Another 50 up here, and we're going to keep moving our reconnaissance up. So, managing to cut off the enemy's reinforcements to the front lines. 50mm battling this T-34, bouncing off the front a little too far away to make that sure shot. But we do manage to penetrate. Unfortunately, they trade. He's got AT guns back here. We're just out of view, so we can cover the road if he stops there, and we can cover this area, but he can't see us. So, getting artilleried. Having to sort of move my units around here. Our 50's up in a position where we can spot, and another T-38 was killed off over here. T-26 keeping the commandos out of the woods for the moment, but our AT team probably gonna go down. Another T-38 was destroyed over here, probably by that Sherman. We still have a T-26 here. Having to move the 50mm anti-tank gun around due to incoming artillery. We're just off the flag here. I really want this flag, so moving up. We've got IL-2Ms coming in to try to take out our T-34-85. And they managed to damage him, but we're still alive. T-26 finally gets knocked out by a Sherman over here. Sherman getting fired on by the T-34-85, who is heavily suppressed. Let's see if he can nail it, though. Gets the hit. We'll see if he gets a second one off. We really need him to take out that tank. And he does. So that's pretty big. That kind of saves our position here because he has no other way of breaking through these half-tracks at the moment. We need our team to move those up. And the Maxim did a great job staying out of view and helping kill these guys off. So T-26 Maxim team still maintaining control over here. We lose another 50mm, this time due to artillery in the town. We have captured the flag up here, though. And the Maxim still chipping away at the enemy troops. We have a 75mm in here now. And if we get him up further, we can look down both roads. Sherman getting fired at, I think, by our T-34-85. Gets a penetration on that later. He should be able to take him out pretty easily. So I've got another T-34-85 coming in this division. They're 110 points. I don't know if I think they're cheaper for the Soviets. I could be wrong. More T-26s coming in as well. And we're going to bring in our own artillery at this point. We're going to bring in some 81mm mortars. This 50 mil spotting our tank now as he's moved him into position. We lost another T-26 over here. But I don't worry too much about the T-26s because they're priced like a disheartened infantry squad, so not afraid to lose a few. So 50 mil almost knocked out. Another T-34-85, 50 mil did go down. T-34-85 spotting our Maxim does manage to land a casualty on us. Got friendly Panzergrunts here in the woods going up against commandos. Not a super great matchup, but we've got 3 squads against 1, so we should be all right here. Maxim just out of range to hit these autos. We've got the T-34-85 almost to the front line. Our commander's spotting this other T-34, unfortunately, gets knocked out. Maxim firing at the Maxim truck. We do pin it, get him to go back. Now he's changed targets over to the autos. So he's probably going to die because there's so many units here. We do manage to knock out another AT gun. Kerbal wagon was destroyed up here. The AT rockets managed to take out our tank this time, but we have our backup unit here. And we've got, you know, 50 mil way up here. Probably could use an infantry squad here to help clear out the AT guns. So the DO-17Z has one 500 kilogram bomb. That's what we dropped on that platoon moving in earlier. It's, I think, that might be the slowest aircraft in the game, 295. So we don't manage to get our bombs off, and he is taking tons of fire. I didn't realize it was that slow, holy cow. I moved in a Pack 40 to help knock out this T-34. So we've got 2 in play now. And he's got 2K range here because he's a 1944 model, so he is able to outrange me for the moment. I have Yukari and Pioneer in here, so we're able to push off the autos. Our sniper team up here at the farm did get knocked out, unfortunately. T-26, not a great match against that T-34. But he should know his time's about numbered here. I did call in T-28Es for to support the infantry. So these guys have 3 DT machine guns and that 75mm howitzer. And they're 35 points, so trying to keep these guys out of the woods. Keep them knocked down. These are exactly what these tanks are for. We've got AT guns set up to keep them pushed off. So our AT team managed to get most of his infantry out of their vehicles back here, which is, again, huge, because he's going to have to walk everything up. Unfortunately, most of our heavy guns over here are getting taken out. We do have our 81 in, so if I notice this, maybe I'll redirect to the area. I can't remember if I do. I had brought in this ITPSV-41 for AA because we kept having to deal with the IL-2s. I don't know if that's a licensed Hungarian AA unit or not. Somebody can probably comment on that, if that's indigenous to Finland or if it's something that they put together from other technical data. So another recon plane coming back in to scope things out. Not taking any fire at the moment. Oh, now he is. You can see it. So trying to be very careful about keeping him back away from this area. Lots of artillery coming in. Really wants to take out the Maxim over here. and manages to do that. I did have a leader up here to give him more veterancy. Recon plane does get pushed away. So we've got our 3 light tanks in here. Not gonna do much against that Achilles. Excuse me. So enemy not managing to get across the road here. We do have these flags. It seemed like they had a pretty heavy investment in artillery. And I think we were able to cut off the reinforcements 2 or 3 times so far, which definitely helped us hold on to the front line. We now are in a good position here, just off the flag. I think if we tried, we could probably take that. We've got units back here, I guess, just to rush in and reinforce when they're needed. We're off this flag, which we should be able to get this back. We're at 1814. So if we can maintain our position over here, it looks like they've got a couple flags that aren't too hard to take. Another Crusader AA was in the woods up here. I am bringing in the Panzer IVs, the Nelanen. Look like they've seen better days. So because the leader here, we get triple vetted tanks, which is awesome. Our 75 has been spotted, so they are trying to hit it with artillery. And we did launch our shells off, so we are out of 81s at the moment. I am bringing in a BT-42 to provide additional fire support and another 75mm anti-tank gun since our 50s were knocked out. Wow, that was a great shot by the artillery commander. That was just a dead ringer on my T-26. So we get our PaK-40 over here. He's not going to be able to make it through. He's doing his best to try and knock out my PaK-40s. Looks like we knocked out this one too. We got more recon cars coming forward, and it seemed all clear. I would rather do this with recon, but I'm gonna do a little cavalry action, so I'm gonna try and move forward and knock out some of his equipment and encircle the enemy if we can. Not something you get to do very often, but it seemed like a good time. Not taking any anti-tank fire at the moment. Our Panzer IVs here bottling up the enemy so they can't advance. And Commando Assault Team coming in to try to attack us. I don't think that's such a good idea. Yeah, they stayed alive a little bit longer than you'd think with 3 tanks on them about 50 meters away. So we're gonna keep hunting. Now he's got an enemy tank back here, and it's a Centaur, but there's a tank destroyer way in the back, so he must have just brought that guy in. So I'm going to switch this over to a move order because we can't take on that tank destroyer right now. Shooter was killed off by the tank destroyer on our T-28, our largest tank. Just trying to keep him out of view. And we might get ambushed here, but we'll see. I'd like to try to go all the way across. Moving in my recon car now, behind them, as fast as possible. Hopefully you can stay up. We've got 107s over here on the right. So our recon car goes down. Would really have preferred him to stay up. BF-109 I tried to bring in to put some rockets on his artillery. Unfortunately, he gets pushed off as well. Our Panzer IV is doing a great job of wiping out the woods here, and then A-20 dropping bombs where he thinks I'm going. We managed to stay off. Offto's right on our position, though. But we're going to do our best to keep moving. Bring in the DO-17 to hit this artillery. But again, anti-aircraft from the enemy continues to push us off target. Duck coming in over here. This is really set up to go that way. So, kind of surprised that he's not pushing here, considering we're behind enemy lines right now. That's what you'd like to see. It's just you've got a whole platoon here, just move up. Katyusha's spotted, though, because we're so far back. So we managed to take out both trucks here. Panzer IV is spotting the SG-42 because we have our recon car. We should be able to take those guys out pretty easily. And mortars being thrown into disarray up here by our light tanks. Anti-tank gun here, ambushing our guys. He's got one man left. And we're not shooting at him. I'm not sure why. Fire away. Gets scared and falls back. Unfortunately, gets knocked off. Our BT-42 here, though, just out of vision, but in close to try and take him down. I am bringing in T-34s as well. And our 75 mil is just going to keep anything off at this point. We do have a anti-tank gun set up back here right at the resupply road who takes out our T-28. So it's going to try and grab this supply truck. Unfortunately, a second T-28 is destroyed. And when you're that far out in the open and going against an AT gun, there's really not much we could have done. But definitely would just select all and push these guys forward. Same here. Push forward. He's doing it with other teams. Just go ahead and do it with everybody. Game's over. 5 minutes to go. Tons and tons of autos here. So our GB50 finally doing a great job of spotting tons of enemy in here. So I'm pulling my tanks further away from the woods. I don't want to get hit by a bazooka. We've got another Maxim coming in to reinforce our left flank. 2111. Ikari's coming in. I'm bringing in like a full company of them. T-38 recon vehicle goes down over here. We've got a Crocodile and a Firefly coming in, so I'm very happy we've got a 75mm anti-tank gun. Maxim in position to fire at these motorized infantry in the building, but going to start taking return fire from the Firefly. Fortunately for us, 75 can spot. So I tried, it's been a long time since I tried to use the automatic seize order, and yeah, it's still not worth using. So I wanted them to kind of automatically spread out and seize them so they're not bottled up, but then they ended up moving back close together again. I was just like, all right, I've got to just manually do this. SG-43 goes down. And so we'll move our infantry in. They have their Molotov cocktails and their 3 submachine guns, so lots and lots of off-map coming in here. We do have their flag way back here. We push these motorized Bulgarians off. Our building was destroyed, so we had to move over to the windmill. So he doesn't know, but we have a second 75 here if he tries coming in close. Must have spotted these Nebelwerfers because he's starting to rain artillery on them. 10 seconds left for our off map.
Yes, master.
So the other Finnish division with us over here. It's this guy right here.
Yes, master.
That's kind of fun to get to fight with two next to each other. So our Maxim was destroyed by enemy artillery. BT-42 up over here, able to spot Paras out in the open. Gonna hopefully take him out with a shot. Let's see what happens. Ah, you get out of visual range.
Yes, master.
Ofto's gonna get Molotov'd, so with this many infantry, shouldn't be too rough. I mean, this is absolutely... This is very dangerous to do. I wouldn't recommend what I'm doing right now. A single off-map could take all these guys out, and believe you me, that's happened before. Bring in my T-34s up here just to try and pull the same cavalry maneuver. Unfortunately, tank destroyer ready this time. He is getting fired on, though. And more tanks coming in here. Crusader AA now firing away at our equipment in the air. And tank destroyer takes out another T-34. Less than 2 minutes to go, 23-9. Another off map from the team coming in. And all of this recon squads should be easily taken out. We've finally captured the roadway here. We've recaptured this town, so team doing a great job on left and right. Actually, the entire line has been moving forward, so really a good team working together. And all of the enemy infantry getting pushed back into the off map, so exactly what you want. My recon plane able to stay up in the air now. Got another 75 mm moving in. I had to walk him in because I was afraid of his truck being shot out by that crocodile. A-20G coming back in to bomb us. We have a lot of AA, so he does manage to get it off, which is unfortunate. He was taking tons and tons of fire. Let's see what happens here. So, takes out one squad, damages another. So, but he does pin most of our guys down, which is the worst part.
Yes, master.
And that is the end of the match. So it ended up being 25-7. We had 26 minutes left to go. Unfortunately, the game cloud sync disconnected. So I'm just going to show you guys down the line. We can't really see our unit performance, but when I reviewed it after the match initially, they did quite well. So really fun getting a chance to use some of those light tanks, move them around, try to move forward in a new sector. I hope you guys enjoyed that one, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care.